the rarest and most difficult items to acquire in Elden Ring. While we are all patiently waiting for the DLC, let us take a look at where these hidden gems are located. All but 2 of these items will require a lot of patience and a lot of luck, and I will offer you up a build strategy to maximize your chances for this coveted loot to drop. Let's get into it. First things first, let's quickly take a look at the build. When you're trying to maximize killing enemies as fast as possible and having a 99 arcane stat, the obvious choice for the weapon is the Rivers of Blood. I have it at +9 because I'm only using it to farm the hardest to find items in the game that need the highest drop chance. And then of course you have a Sacred Dagger, which you can put Golden Vow on to shred enemies faster if you need to. It's the lightest and the easiest to carry along with you. Crucial items, of course, are the Silver Tear Mask, which adds an additional 8 arcane, and then we have the Silver Scarab, which will add 50 item discovery, and then we have the Source Seal, which adds an additional 5 to your magic stats, including arcane, and then I have 2 flex slots, the Lord's Blood and the Fire Scorpion Charm, which both work really well with the Rivers of Blood. Additionally, for item discovery, the Silver Pickled Foulfoot will add an additional 50 item discovery, so use one of those when you're trying to get an item to drop. For my physic, I use a dexterity and a fire, which both scale well with the Rivers of Blood. Now for me, I'm at rune level 125, so I did a soft cap of vigor at 40, and then I used the minimum requirements for the Rivers of Blood, which is 12 strength and 18 dexterity, and then the rest of the points went into endurance just to have them there. This is the Envoy's Greathorn, a truly unique colossal weapon found in Elden Ring. With the ability to shoot a great oracular bubble, it is a must-have for any weapon collector. Let's check out where to find it. Okay, now here is the run-up for the Envoy's Greathorn, not to be confused with the smaller horns that these ones carry or the longer horns that these guys carry in front of me. So you want to just run through these branches. Now, one of the reasons why this one is so rare is that, of course, it is in the Haligtree, which is a late game area, and the run-up to get there can be pretty annoying, and it can take many runs. This is probably the one that took the longest for me to get the drop, even with my 99 arcane and 324 item discovery with the golden or the silver foulfoot. So right here you will need to roll for sure, and on this one I did bring the bubble just to protect me from these oracular bubbles that will one-shot you if you're not fast enough. So right here I pop the Silver Pickle Foulfoot, and then I make my run up, and then of course this is where the Rivers of Blood shines, and I'm able to just dispatch with this enemy rather quickly. Now there is only one enemy here, and then as you turn and look up the tree, as you can see this way, up here there is one more enemy up here at the top. So I did farm these a ton of times, and the one at the top did end up dropping, and I will show you that in a second. Up next, we have the Monk's Flameblade, the rarest curved sword in all of Elden Ring. Drops from only one enemy found deep within a catacomb. Let's go check it out. Okay, to reach the enemy that drops the Monk's Flameblade, you want to travel to the Giant Conquering Hero's Grave. And this is the only enemy, as far as I know, that drops this weapon. It's relatively close to the entry. You do have to avoid a few enemies. I would just run through here, jump out of his way, and this will be a sealed room that you have to open up through a vanishing door, and then you're just going to wait for these 2 enemies. As once they step on the light, you'll be able to attack them. Come on, buddy. Okay, and the Fire Monk is just around this corner here. There will be fire normally shooting out of this, but I have solved this cave. But the monk is right there. So that's him. And once you kill him, you have a chance to get the drop for the Monk's Fireblade. The Haligtree Crest Greatshield. Dropping from only one enemy in the game, this is the rarest shield to find and the only shield on this list. Let's check out where to find it. Okay, let me quickly show you where the enemy that drops the Haligtree Crest Greatshield is. So if you travel to the drainage channel here in the Haligtree, just head out through this entrance and along the trees. Not that far of a run up, but it will take many tries to get this to drop. Drop down here. Drop onto this one. This is probably where I would eat a silver pickled foulfoot. And then if you hop down onto this one and then this ledge, he is actually right below us here. As you can see him right down there. And usually what I would do is just drop down and slice and dice him up and hope for a drop. So a really easy run up. This is the Magma Blade, one of my personal favorite short curved swords in the game, with a very unique weapon art that spews fire all over. A very fast attacking sword and a really difficult to farm item in the game. It only drops from 2 enemies found within the Volcano Manor, and we'll head there and I will show you the route to pick this up and farm this as quick as possible. One of my favorite weapons. So if you're looking to farm up the Magma Blade, what you want to do is travel to the temple here in the Volcano Manor. This is right after the Godskin boss. And what you want to do is head through this corridor and head up this lift. And usually what I'll do is just stand back and send it back down. That way I can ride it up much easier. So there are 2 enemies that you will need to look out for that you're trying to farm the Magma Blade from. One is right around this corner. That's one right there. As you can see, that serpent with the Magma Blade. And after you kill him, run down this corridor and straight ahead will be the next one. So you just kill them over and over again, rinse and repeat, and do that as many times as possible to try to get the Magma Blade. This is the Watchdogs Greatsword, a colossal greatsword that only drops from one enemy type, the Watchdogs of Farron. Now these enemies can be difficult to defeat and the drop chance is very low, making this one of the rarest colossal weapons in the entire game. Let's go check it out. Now to find the enemy that drops the Watchdogs Greatsword, you will need to head to the Giant Conquering Heroes Grave in the mountaintops of the Giants, the same area where you will pick up the Monk's Flameblade. And it is pretty close to the entrance, which is quite nice. We want to avoid this fire monk. And drop down. And deal with these 2 imps by drawing them into the light like before. And then the Watchdog of Farron is straight ahead of me here. Usually I would just run around the front, wake him up, and then of course draw him into the light and then deal with him here. Takes a ton of times to get it to drop, but you'll have your work cut out for you. This is the Duelist Great Axe, dropped from only one enemy found in Leyendell Capital prior to it turning to an Ashen Capital. So you must farm this weapon prior to making the city Ashen. Now I'll give you 2 for 1 here because this axe is also found alongside another enemy where you can retrieve the Battle Hammer. So I'll quickly take a look at both of these. So the Battle Hammer requires 26 strength and 8 dexterity, while the Duelist Great Axe requires 30 strength, 10 dexterity. And what I'll do is I'll quickly show you the run up and how to quickly farm these 2 enemies and retrieve both of these amazing weapons. Okay, to farm both the Duelist Axe and the Battle Hammer, you're going to want to travel to the West Capital Rampart site. You're going to head out through this door towards the south, and we're going to head towards the Colosseum. Make your way underneath the tree. And up the ramp to the right is going to be the first enemy that drops the Great Axe. I'm not going to fight them now. I'm just going to run up and I'll show you where you can get the Battle Hammer from the second enemy. It's right around the corner, and there you go. That's where you can get the Battle Hammer. So let's destroy these guys, and good luck getting it. This is the Gelmir Glintstone Staff, the only staff on this list, and one of the rarest staffs to get to drop in the entire game. It only falls from one enemy located in the Volcano Manor, and it is a pretty long run up to obtain the staff. It does boost lava sorceries, so if you're into throwing some fire around and shooting some lava, definitely a good choice, and it can be an exceptional staff for PvP. Let's see where we can find it. Now for farming the Gelmir Glintstone Staff, you're going to need to head to the Volcano Manor and the Temple Waypoint, where you fight the Godskin Nobles, similar to right where you farm the Magma Blade as well. So you're just going to run through this corridor and up the lift. Again, I always send this lift down. I will be most likely running up here again. Kill this guy. And then you're going to make your run all the way through. So this is one of the enemies that drops the Magma Blade. Just bypass these guys. And try to avoid this Whip Serpent as well, which can do some hefty damage. And continue to run through. You can, of course, summon spirits in here, which is quite nice. Now, the enemy is that large head all the way at the top. You can actually see the staff all the way at the top, so you will need to kill the rest of these enemies. There are 2 serpents, but once you kill them, you can have a chance to farm that serpent up at the top and look for a staff drop. This is the Rotten Crystal Spear, a Scarlet Rot Spear that drops at a low drop rate chance from a pretty difficult enemy to kill located in the Haligtree. We're going to head there, check it out, and I'll show you exactly what you need to do to farm this up as quick as possible. Let's check it out. Okay, for the Rotten Crystal Spear, you're going to want to head to the Inner Wall Site of Grace here in the Haligtree. And we're going to head towards the south. And it's really close to the site, which is nice. You just head up over top of these tree roots. And these 2 there, these crystal soldiers, will drop the spear. The best way to do it is just to hit one of them with a throwing knife. And then bring them over and then fight them. I would recommend, if you can, using strike damage to take them out, because if not, if you're using something like I'm using, it can take a while. So good luck farming them. This one actually took me quite a while to get one to drop, and I was looking for a play set, so have fun killing this guy because he's pretty annoying. Last on this list are a gear set called the Tree Sentinel Full Set, and then the Erdtree Greatbow. Both of these can be obtained by killing the Great Chariots found in 2 of the catacombs across the lands between. These 2 items won't require any arcane stat, but will require you to destroy the massive Great Chariots. I'll quickly show you them exploding and receiving the items, and we'll go on from there. Let's check them out. He slams into the wall is when you fire. And that will destroy him. And that will earn you the Erdtree Greatbow and some great arrows. And the chariot is finally destroyed. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Elden Ring content with the DLC on the way, plenty more to come. And I will see you in the next one.